Could there have been 7 years of famine? Dreamers, I would have stripped him if his queer of his. Dreamers, I would have stripped him if his queer robes and tossed him in the dark pits. 2. Could there have been 7 years of famine? Operation could not be complete. Lost something. Quick look here. Window. Good time. File. Screen. Let's get the whole thing in there. Alright. Next step. Ah, I got him. Arigato. So, bam. This. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I hate erasing a disk. Erase.
Yep. Cancer.
I feel like yeah. Shit, they want to get water sitting there.
Cancer.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Hey! 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 Wait here. Wait here.
Look here. Introduce yourself to cosmos as we know it. 2018, fully developed or hardly
You may
so.
enter
150
the green.
food is there, but not quite right. But so energy ready to fly off the rails or change for the better. In 2020, the world is 22, 21, 23 years old to me. Someone died and left us king. Multiverse Marvel, far off universe. Little boys just want to run away. It's you, me, and Buzz Lightyear on a mission from outer space. Billions invested in distant fairy tales made real to the
Now crawl up on
wavering
this
mind.
box.
This wandering is to the mundane. This warning is to the mundane man and normal. Chapter 2, Bedside Angels Resting with Me. Chapter 2 of the first epistle of Predators. Bedside angels resting with me, love and self. Earth, wind, fire, and water. The alchemist rises from the trance, or a long, sleepwalking dream. 40 days have passed in the desert that feels eternal. Now she inhabits the body of a young man, torn apart and finding their way back together. The lab bursts into flames. Radiation is a sneaky killer that slips through the walls to consume pink matter. Fueled by asbestos, benzos is a sneaky killer. Fueled by asbestos, bezos, the meth, my cranberry reduction. The bomb was defused deep in space-time. Additional 2 cents requires a
good.
box and it started time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Find her sauntering back to pass the torch and wave a sight. Saute sauce is burning, hiding hard beneath the surface. Remember when the sky was a promise? Now it's 71% nitrogen and too much goddamn carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, one of the two, di means two, mono is one, is in one God. Mama taught me Latin as a kid to save me from sin. Now I run to get away from the burning hell, whichever one my mind creates. May I stop and look at the clouds? Prisms break across the nimbus void and the promise remains. How many times have you questioned your own sanity? Query, inquit, quiet, inquiry one, too many. How many times have your muses' monologues turned into schizophrenic screams? Add another one to the queue. When do lines blur and where? Binge watch, bending back and forth. How irrelevant is irreverent? Sacrilege. That was the last time you turned the wrong way, thinking God can be had from behind. Tune in next Sunday morning to find out. Black skies and a black dog with white stripes stretch and morph, bend. Black body becomes white spots. White body becomes black spots. My head races off to the sky, or is it the earth? I'm here to save humanity, or born in the antithesis of it. Are my actions for good? Is bad for good? Is good for bad? Is bad for good? Is good for bad? I said it backwards and again and again and again and again. All I know, I'm here. For now, forever, and never. And never. And never. You must give up something in exchange for everything. You must fear nothing to love anything. What makes a precious individual dance with the rays of sun? This is chapter 2. What makes a precious individual dance with the rays of sun? Come this way, mystery note. You must have something for me to know. Is it a love letter from a non-existent partner? We just broke up. Things have been rough. Can't be bothered to move towards you right now, so I suppose that information must pass. I put myself on this knoll, or hill, you call it whatever you will. Bring me the burning sun. I like the melanin hangovers paired well with increased serotonin, but I get one and not the other. Don't put me outdoors because sometimes I get angry. Condition me to the air of my delicately fabricated reality. 2 men walked into a bar. I read this better 12 weeks ago. I read this better 6 months ago. I read this better a year ago. Two men walked into a bar. Boink ran into the flickering streetlight with poor intentions. Oh, look, a doggo. Doggo is on a leash. Can I pet him for $1? Pollute the single stream and buy a bottle for a bottle. Doggy Doo, man's best friend. Scooby mimics his master, and Pot makes you stupid. Zoinks. Jinkies, blue ribbon shih tzu. Breed me so I can't see. Shaggy hair makes me blind. I won't lose my soul. The seams start to rip, but tear me in two before I miss you. A plus B equals 1. Integer does not exist. A equals everything. B equals
One of my favorite
nothing.
movies is The 400
0
Blows.
to 9, they pen 10 symbols
Directed
in
by-
Arabia, Scandinavia. They scratch more on the wall. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a wild antelope and a stick figure man. They're the closest of kin, blood brothers.
Truffaut. Francois Truffaut. And I'm
Great American Melting Pot. Try Great Omniverse Melting Pot. Add a dash of
currently
Muhammad Penn, a New York Times bestseller. Jesus never touched a sword, spilled in the blood.
Feeling a lot like
divine, writing out your knuckles.
Antoine
set the
Diane
ruler
now.
straight. Retrobus and sororibus.
But it's been a while since I've seen the other parts of his life series, which is a 4-part series that starts with 400 Blows.
7 slates are the cornerstone of a now invisible city. Not all rocks sink in water. Some bodies are more porous than others. Creatures have bodies, but we think of the ocean as a different kind of body. A body of water is determined by her counterpart body of wave. Regardless, this is more like a sea of sinking sand than it is without crashing waves. He jumped out on the shifting body that was scorching hot and started to run until blisters built up on his feet, rolled from his toes to his knees, shoulder touched the ground, and his head began to sink. Slabs of concrete, each with a lampstand, a parking lot, a loading dock, street corners, and a helipad, 7 altogether were just out of reach. Tadpoles came swimming across the soup, the sand, the ripples, and make waves. They stand with hind legs and front paws, sticky tongue like fly paper. He licks his lips, wishing he was soft. Lick them. There is an uneasy feeling in his emptying stomach. Rock him to sleep, his mother does, in the first of his memories as they begin to unfold in his eyes.
Step outside.
Death sneaks up on most. Critically acclaimed. Her writing that the people adore are collected by Haro, distributed across the lands. The messenger steed has seen things, bad things, but their stories have never lived to tell because Haro rides until he catches some morning light from a distant horizon. Then and only then he stops to drop his like scrolls on the heads of poor souls experiencing their last first light.
My meaning is only
some sort of mechanism sends Haro back to his bay. It could be the first light, the light to load, or a spell from his witch. It may just be his nature. He has never stopped to tell. The hero is still sinking in the sand as the sunset fades. And Chimp swims down the sand slide to take his first lampstand head above the body and the water of the earth. He watches motionless as chimps come close, tiptoeing across the sink In one hand is held a flaming tongue, the other is thrusting a neatly packed pipe. 3 puffs for the man, and then the chimp runs off in the trees, burning the rest greedily in their own toothy gums. The sun comes crashing on top of them, it splits into tiny red raindrops that fill the ocean. Their bodies swallow the light. Man land and sea. His head is starting to sweat above the goo that is now slipping to smooth waves, a creamy viscosity. Something like mama soup on a cold winter night. No one likes cold winter nights until you're at the point of death, looking back on all the heap of one existence. Only then cold winter nights seem to be the best of times. Figures stood outside the bread shop, slender and cloaked across the busy intersection. They've spotted me and are waiting there, 3 cloaked in foreground and 1 standing in the back. They are like integers, waiting for me to join them, and I'll walk down the street. I must find my position between their shades of gray. Mouth pinched shut suggests their teeth grind, their throat burns. Hoods are better at concealing their face than any could mask. When I get down on my knees, we speak to each other, and his eyes are locked away. Dead only on the outside. I was 8 years old when they bought a family pig. Pink drapes shade the light, foggy windows, blue shapes. They're only dead on the outside. Something was eating them from the inside. The stock, empty pig. And there 4 men on the corner standing on lampstands. Like a dream, the life was so real, and continued to look. He was a little girl, a while that was warmer spring, and a blue cold. Up from the sand, his head jolts that has turned to a bubbling soup at last, like green skies replaced by blue. The sun arms rose from the setting light, but the old fight disappears in his mind. But he never knew the tone of his flesh was the light reflection, perhaps he was glowing all along. Haro travels off at the speed of light with 2 glowing lights and 3 spokes. Haro travels for 1,000 miles every single night. And upon the first star, its rays are scattered like sparks over the globe.
Yeah, right here. Yo,
14
distracted.
minutes.
Yeah,
7
my current
slips.
work.
In the river of lost souls lies. Roy G. was thick-skinned and round, ruler of the underground, the 7 chambers of thin Ved's woods. All was well, it seemed to some, in the chambers. They had clean water and a pulse to allay their heads in the darkest hours. Food was abundant, something like a fig fungus grew on the tree bark. The bark was sweet, and it was not easily digestible, but the first fruit and its sap was all they really needed. Things were fine, so it seemed. Eating the sweet bark could not be avoided. It was easy pushed to the edge of the men who were prone to biting into the tempting beast. When they did, it prefer they were passionate about things they knew. They took off running. The woods are dark. Further out in the center is brighter. The branches hang lower and more visible to the naked eye. This town was bright crumbles to the floor. The basement is and they, like the pretty lights, the sun beams yellow from afar. Other stars are all the city. Celebrity is a state that projects for 5 minutes on a window frame. 1 minute you're here with all your scribbles, skibs, and arms scribbled on the wall like an artist. They can't name a straight line after one guy. The boring artist. They can't name a straight line. They can name a straight line. Euphemism, euphantasia, Ethan. I said G dances in the dark. Euclid reading out loud. It could be interceded by a man, a woman, man, woman, or child. Birds too, singing sweet songs of seeds, insects, and vermin. Vermont is beautiful this time. Vermont is beautiful this time of year. Your year. The Vermont is beautiful this time of your year. Heck, it's not my time yet. The second hand freezes with flooding and fire. The Nile snakes to Euphrates, and the tiger jumps across the other side. Her name is Iswana. Wild West cowgirl. Her name is Iswana, a Wild West cowgirl. Her best friend is Tiger Lily. She was the first and only cowgirl gunslinger in a time ruled by red man's spirituality. White skin was hardly seen, but it was good. It was a goodness to some. 6-shooter, killed with 7 pillars. She once shot 2 birds with 1 stone. Her spirits were weak. Pet rock, a godless stone. Some scare she had around. Thought provoked a shot heard round the world. Out of the chamber and in the tree, life itself esteemed. Wake up from one dream and hop right into another. Now it's a snake. Cowboys and aliens, cowboys and reptiles, cowboys and red men. Washington Redskins and my hometown team in Morris, Illinois Redskins. The king had a mane like jungle cats. The king had a mane like jungle cats, and his name is not worthy of being said. Lassie was her best friend, gold hair and heart running purple. Exterior scene, the cosmos. Are we there yet? Ice cubes melt and reform in the lifeless winter. The finish line is a checkered flag, both black and light. Whoa. 2330. Blue spot cancer. You, me, and everyone we know. My chest is an empty tank. Tap the glass and spiral to the depths, struggling tight and straight, but take my hand and gasp for breath or disappear. The rest of life in a truck stop. Lay down the back seat. Wait here all night. Distant echo. Slide over the white line. Deadly bodies overturned. Break down and call the flatbed. Hush, turn up the rock. Rolling creaks under chassis. This space in between is not an oasis. Mirage, chew me up and write divorce. Small town girls live in small town worlds. Nice to see you here, taking my breath away. Tie it to a string. I just stepped off the bus and tripped into the sticks. Your hope is a never-ending magic trick. Lassos lead me by the waist where we find common ground. She appears in thin air. A mile high, pull my feet up. Sizzy dilly. Lost in an endless lot, looking for our escape. Only one set of keys, but ride together until the sun comes up. She'll find your face with color that paints the town red. It's streets of gold with parallel parking, meters with a 2-hour limit. It's the old mall before internet browsing, brilliant for wrong reasons. It's a city without places to stay, granted everywhere to go. I don't like what I see and I wish I had something better. To find yourself 1 block behind, swipe left once, now turn right 3 times. Check engine, the light is out again. Wait, the darkness carries secrets. Where the sunset ends completely is the same place a new day begins.
She'll fill your face with color what paints the town red. It's streets of gold with parallel parking, meters with a 2-hour limit. It's the old mall before internet browsing, brilliant for wrong reasons. It's a city without places to stay, granted, everywhere to go. I don't like what I see and I wish I had something better. To find yourself 1 block behind, swipe left once, now turn right 3 times. Check engine, the light is out again. Wait, the darkness carries secrets. Where the sunset ends completely is the same place a new day begins. Blue spot cancer.
Could there have been 7 years of famine? Dreamers, I would have stripped him if his queer of his Dreamers, I would have stripped him of his queer robes and tossed him in the dark pits.
You, me, and everyone we know, my chest is an empty tank. Tap the glass, then spiral to the depths. Struggling tight and straight, I take my hand and gasp for breath, or disappear. The rest of life in a truck stop, lay down the backseat, wait here, all night, distant echo, slide over wet line, deadly bodies overturned, write down, call flatbed, hush, turn up the rock.
Could there have been 7 years of famine?
This space in between is not an oasis. Mirage, chew me up and write divorce. Small town girls live in small town worlds. Nice to see you here, taking my breath away. Tie it to a string. I just stepped off the bus and tripped into the sticks. Your rope is a never-ending magic trick. Lassos lead me by the waist, where we find common ground. She appears in thin air. A mile high, pull my feet up. Sissy dilly, lost in an endless thought, looking for our escape. Only one set of keys, a ride together till the sun comes up.